Chutes and ladders. Less is more. Hey, everyone. My name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
Hey, everyone. Today, we are actually going to discuss how less is more. This comes off after an episode of Raw where they announced that Raw's going back to 2 hours. You may ask, wait, if you're wrestling fans, shouldn't you want more content? We're actually going to deep dive and explain why less actually is more. First thing we're going to talk about is Raw going back to 2 hours. I got to be honest with you. Des texted me right after. We actually were conversing. We're both excited about this. This is actually a positive thing. We've actually discussed this on previous podcasts. This is actually an overall good thing because you're now going to put more power to the punch. What are you going to say?
I am so excited. This is something that we've been asking for I don't know how long. Me personally, I'm excited. I've always thought 3 hours was way too long. I felt like it was wasteful and filled with filler. And I feel like it makes you lose momentum during the episode as well as the build of a storyline for the next episode, just because you're so exhausted. So I feel at this point, because WWE is doing so great already, they don't need more to produce better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, 100%. So I also want to touch upon this because I know a lot of people kind of share the same sentiment as the both of us. Obviously, we're getting older and a lot of the audience, the core demographic is going to be between 18 to 35. Everyone has a full-time job. It's on a Monday. A lot of people go to sleep but before the third hour kicks off. I'm guilty as charged on this. And depending on whether I think it's worth it or not, I'll rewatch. But you could have done the show in 2 hours and avoided this. I've been saying this for quite some time. I actually enjoy SmackDown more than Raw, purely for the fact that it is 2 hours.
So I'm the same way. I'm in bed at 9:00 because I do work like everybody else and I'm older, so I need my rest. So once Raw is on, I'm in bed, and I have to look at the match card. And if I know it's like a big match and I know they're going to save it for that last hour, I roll my eyes because I'm like, I'm really going to have to stay up for this.
Yep.
But I think Raw is better than SmackDown. Not this past SmackDown, let me tell you. That was an amazing show. But I do love SmackDown because it's 2 hours. And if you wait and let it go and you get it on over the weekend, they'll skip the commercials, so it's even shorter. So
yeah. True. So no, I was just gonna say, I actually would, if anything, I actually watched the Hulu version, which is only an hour and a half, and they cut all the fat. And again, as an editor, that's what you're taught to do in television, is to cut fat. So I think this works on so many levels. We're gonna pack more power to the punch. And I also want to give out a shout out to the writers. When you're forcing them to write an additional hour of content every single week, they're going to run out of material. So by reducing this to 2 hours, you are actually going to get more bang for your buck. So I just think this works on so many levels.
And I know one thing too is that us losing an hour will eventually cut back on a couple of matches that some may not have been able to participate in. And so now this cuts back their TV time. I get that. That sucks. However, that could work in their benefit to tease the crowd and be like, I need to know more about this person and this feud or this storyline for us to get hooked and watch even more and get more emotionally involved with them.
Yeah. 100% with you. All right, so we're actually going to go to our next topic. So apparently there are going to be less house shows. I am actually in favor of this as well, mainly because safety is a huge concern. And by having these wrestlers actually preserve their bodies more, they can actually bring it on live television, which is where everything needs to live. Take it away.
Originally, it was 300 plus house shows a day. And let me preface this. House shows are not televised shows for those who don't know that. So we're not talking about SmackDown and Raw and even Heat at the time. It's shows that are throughout the week that are untelevised. So this is additional body work that these guys are going through on top of creative. So it's just mentally and physically exhausting. They're not working just 2 days a week. They're
Yeah.
working and traveling all week and not seeing their family, not seeing their kids, not recovering the way they should be. So I think this is a positive.
Yeah, 100%. The other thing too is house shows, and I picked this up on later on. They were basically redoing the card from the previous televised event, or doing a trial for the upcoming live event or PLE. So it's basically just practice anyway. So yeah, this just works. Again, this works on so many levels. Preserve your bodies. We rather see you on TV. We want to make sure that you see your families and stuff as well. So I am all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So now there is a rumor, and I'm really excited about this, of reducing the amount of PLEs. I've been a huge advocate for this for a while. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm excited. I love these extra charged main events, but I feel like us having them every month, every 6 weeks is a lot, very exhausting. I prefer those like Mania, Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, King of the Ring. I love those. And those make me excited because those are always been the main events. Those are the buildups with the storylines. And that is the point of Raw and SmackDown, is to build these stories, have these matches that lead up to these major events. Granted, I know that they're doing a lot of international travel rather than international house shows. They're actually, look at how great Bash in Berlin was. That's great. I understand them doing a main event for that. I don't think it's necessary for every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks, because I feel like some of those matches, granted, the past two where they're only doing 5 in the match card has been fantastic. If they keep it up, I may be okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also want to bring this up too, and we've kind of talked about this before. They repeat matches and recycle matches all the time on these PLEs. So a match you see this month, they're going to redo it for the next and have rubber matches. We've seen this for so many years.
Yeah.
But I don't blame the writers. I don't even blame the wrestlers. This is just because you're forcing content. You're not giving anyone a choice. You're kind of having everyone's hands tied. So that being said, I'm all for it. Again, Hulk Hogan actually had a podcast years ago. And what he basically said, this is on Bubba Love Sponge, obviously before they were beefing and stuff. But so basically what he was saying was like, look, back in the day, we would set up an angle in January and not wrestle until November. It would take months and months. So people actually wanted to see it so bad because there's so much hype about it. Now, when you set up an angle and you only have 4 weeks, that's not even proper time to set something up. There's been times where the both of us are like, I don't even know what the card is. And the card was never actually finalized until that SmackDown or Raw the week before. So there was nothing storyline wise to actually preclude any of the actual events. So yeah, this, like, reducing this, please and thank you.
I hope so. Now, the negatives. With the reduction of these house shows on top of possibly, if that is a rumor, if not, if they are limiting the number of pay-per-views, that means there's going to be a price increase for those tickets because it's going to be an extra main event. So we take away, but we're going to have to pay. And we know those prices are going to be rather high, but if they put in double the amount of entertainment that they would in those smaller ones, then, that's perfect. Also, too, they did, I think they basically confirmed it, that all of their pay-per-views now are going to be 2-day events. So how they've made Mania 2 days, which is okay. They are now in talks of Rumble being 2 days.
Sure.
And making it a weekend thing. So I'm assuming from now on, they're going to make all of these major main events a 2-day thing.
I'd actually prefer that. Again, if they're going to do 6 but have it 2 days, I think, again, you're still getting that bang for your buck. So I'm all about that. This actually leads to the next topic. I already have my list, but in an ideal world, how many PLEs would you have and which PLEs would they be?
It's my main ones.
Good.
What is it? Royal Rumble, what is it? King of the Ring, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. Am I missing one?
Wait, you said Rumble, Mania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So that's 5. Would you do 6?
Am I I'm trying to think, am I missing one that I'm not thinking of?
So you just named the originals. In theory, there'd be an additional one. I'd have the same ones as you, just I would add Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Okay. No, those are mine. Money in the Bank. I feel like this year, if they could be like this year, then I'd be okay with it. I've never been a huge fan of it, but yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going with my 5.
Okay, cool. I'm going 6. I'm going Rumble first. Obviously, when Rumble goes to Mania for the championship, after that, Rumble, then Mania, then King of the Ring would be 3rd. Whoever wins King of the Ring gets a title shot at SummerSlam. So SummerSlam would be 4th.
Mhm.
5th would be Money in the Bank. Obviously, you get to cash it in for the entire year. And then last but not least, Survivor Series. So that would be my 6. Now, going back to what you said about international events and stuff like that. Remember, back in the day, they only had a couple pay-per-views, but they did have Saturday Night Main Event.
Mhm.
So, like, that was not a PLE, but kind of was. So, if you want to do Crown Jewel and Bachelor Berlin or something like that, so if you wanted to sprinkle those in, fine. 2, 3 at most. And make those specifically international, make international fans happy. I'm for that.
I think that's only fair to the crowd that they get a Raw and a SmackDown on top of a main event and they get their money's worth, because obviously we're not there all the time. So I appreciate that they're doing that, but let's limit those.
Absolutely. All right. Now, all right, cool. Now going on to the move to Netflix. Again, please have 2 hours. I actually want to preface this. So I have YouTube TV. YouTube TV, you get to watch Raw the next day, an edited version of Raw that doesn't have commercials. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes. And it's roughly around, it's about 2 hours, 4 minutes, or 5 minutes, or 6 minutes. So here's the funny thing. If you're on Netflix and there's no commercials and there's 2 hours, you're getting the same show that you're getting now. They're just cutting all that fat. So I am all for this. I think this is going to be great. Obviously, the rating's going to change. So I'm kind of excited about this.
I hate to break it to you.
Uh-oh.
They're adding commercials.
Okay.
No, they did. They confirmed it because wrestling fans on USA are so used to commercials. They said even this is a non-commercial based platform that they will be adding commercials, but it would be timed around the matches, and the commercials will be to the actual fans.
All right. That wraps up this episode. Chime in. What do you have to say? What PLEs would you pick? Do you like the move to Netflix? What are your ideal PLEs? Please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. Please DM us at The Chutes and Ladders. Again, share your thoughts and opinions with us. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
Bye, friends.